Hey friends, welcome back to my channel Organized with Joy, and welcome to my monthly Declutter with Me video. So in case you didn't notice, I actually did not have a Declutter with Me video in November, and that is because I was a part of a collaboration that posted the last Monday in November, and so I could not post this video, but it worked out well because this time of year is so busy, and I actually am sharing with you things I decluttered in the month of November and December, and it's actually not a huge pile of stuff given that it was 2 months, but like I said, it's just a busy season, and so I guess it's a slow decluttering time. But I did want to let you know that this is a monthly reoccurring collaboration. I will for sure link the playlist in the description box below, and if you have a YouTube channel and would like to join in, please let me know so that you can join in with us in future months. But let's get into what I decluttered. Actually, before I get into showing you what I decluttered, I did want to let you know that I am going to be doing a decluttering challenge in the month of January. It is hosted by my friend Melinda from Melinda Plain and Simple, and I wanted to share it with you in case you wanted to play along. So basically, you just choose whatever number of items you would like to get rid of each day in the month of January. My friend Melinda is actually planning to get rid of at least 50 items a day, which is amazing. I'm a little bit further along in my decluttering journey, so I have chosen to get rid of 10 items per day, but I still feel like that's quite a lot of items. It'll definitely be a challenge for me. So if you would like to play along, let me know down in the comments that you're playing along. And my first video, kind of my kickoff video, will be on January 2nd, and I'll give more information in that video. But now let's get into what I decluttered. So first up, before I forget, I wanted to let you know that I decluttered a shelf inside of my house. I think when I was removing it from the space, the video that I made removing it from the space, I talked about potentially getting rid of it, but I do plan to let go of this shelf. So that is the first item. Next up is this little container. It did have rocks in it. It was in my daughter's closet, and she didn't want it anymore when she was younger. She collected a bunch of rocks, and she was ready to just let go of them, and so this container is gonna go. I also have this, what is this called? I also have this antenna. We used to have a TV in our living room, but it broke, and so we are gonna go ahead and get rid of this antenna that was attached to that TV that we already got rid of. Next up are these plugs that have like this remote control. So you can plug something into it, and then you just use the remote to turn it off and on. We used these primarily for our Christmas lights, but we used them for some other things. But this set actually broke, the remote broke, and so we had to purchase a new set. So this no longer works and is going. Next up, something else that is broken, another piece of electronics, and that is my beloved earbuds. I was so sad about these. I did replace them, and I do not like my new earbuds nearly as much as I liked these, but unfortunately it had just seen better days. I had dropped them several times and the case was completely broken. I don't know if that's what caused them to quit working, but they don't work any longer, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them, and of course the cord that goes with it too, because you don't need that. Next up, I'm decluttering these 2 storage boxes. I did have photos and like old school negatives stored in these, and some home movies, but I decided to store them in a different type of storage container just because these weren't as sturdy as some plastic ones that I had on hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and let these go. Next up, I went to this like Christmas shopping extravaganza event in downtown Austin with a group of girlfriends, and you did have to pay to enter, and one of the things they gave you when you entered is this shopping bag, which was nice on the day of, because anything that I purchased, I had this bag to put the items in to carry back to my vehicle, but I certainly do not need more reusable bags, so this one is gonna go. Next up are some Christmas items that you might remember from my decluttering my Christmas decor video. The first is this star, and it's simply because it no longer works, and so it doesn't light up anymore, so I decided to just go ahead and declutter this. Speaking of things that don't work, this strand of lights also does not work. I actually went through and removed all of the bulbs that were still lighting up, but other than that, I am just totally getting rid of that. I also have a bag of ornaments from my and my husband's childhood. We both decided that we no longer want these. We don't necessarily have a huge sentimental attachment to them, but primarily I do not display these anymore. I used to put them on the tree when my kids put all of their little ornaments on the tree when they were younger, but now that they're older, I typically decorate my tree kind of in a theme, and so I don't really like to display these, and I'm kind of like somebody who likes to either display or discard items, so I'm getting rid of those. This is small and random, but I had printed out some different Christmas stories that I used to read to my kids when they were little. I just printed them from like emails that were sent to me or little anecdotal stories that I found that were sweet or cute, but again, now that my kids are older, I don't sit down and read stories to them, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of those. And the last Christmas item is this Playmobil nativity set. I talked about this in that decor declutter video, that this is just something that is not super sentimental to us, and now that my kids are older, it's not really something that I want to display aesthetically. And you know, when they were younger, it was fun because they could play with the nativity set, but now obviously they're not doing that. Next up are some items that I decluttered from my decor dresser. If you remember that video, I just have a few things here to show you. If you saw that video, then you've already seen these items, but basically I had a ton of pots, and so I did want to get rid of some of those. So I have these 3 black pots. I have these 2 metal pots, like bins kind of. I have this little, well, it's kind of like a pot. It actually was a candle that I cleaned out to make it into a pot. And then same with this one. I kind of cleaned it out, but it has a lot of black soot, and so it was just making my hands and everything else a mess, and so I didn't want to have to deal with that. Lastly, I have these. Oh my gosh, they're making a mess. I have these flowers, and that is the reason why I'm getting rid of them, because while they're adorable, they make a huge mess, and I'm just tired of cleaning it up, not only in the place that I store them, but also, oh my gosh, and they're making me cough. Oh boy, it's in my throat. Not only where I store them, but also when I display them, it makes a big mess right around there. So, gonna say goodbye to these flowers. All right, friends, that is all I have for you in today's video. And if you need more decluttering motivation, be sure to check out the playlist that I will link down in my description box below. But thank you, as always, for sticking with me until the very end. I hope that this video was motivational for you and that you can find some things to declutter around your house today. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.